Okay, so first I'll run through the routine and then I'll break it down bit by bit. So we start with walking around the pole. Slide the hands up, figurehead, back against the pole, one knee up and out, other one up and out, slide the hands back down, shimmy, then turn, walk a few steps, pivot, leaning back, and walk around the pole into a dip or a fireman spin. Then we down, roll up, kick, hook, lean back. So the only difference, or not the only difference, but instead of doing your dip, for those who want to challenge themselves a little bit more, they can do the fireman spin. Okay, so we're going to start with walking around the pole. It's very similar to the beginner routine, the first week. So we walk around the pole, but I try to get them to sex it up a little bit. So we get the chest out, shoulders back, head high, walk on the toes, take nice long strides, moving the hips from side to side. So they go around the pole once, and then they do a very, very basic pirouette so their back is against the pole. So instead of normally doing our inside hand up high, turning the thumb down thing, all I do is say, turn your chest towards the pole, bring your outside hand, thumb down, and twist. Keep it as simple as you can. As long as they get their backs against the pole, that's the main thing. So they're just turning the chest and the body towards the pole. Let go with this other hand, backs against the pole. Then they slide the hands up the body, gripping, thumbs pointing down to the ground, fingers in a cup position above the head with the elbows bent. Now I try to make it a little bit sexy, so I get them to get the shoulders back, chest out, and slide the hands up, and then leaning out into their figurehead. So tilt the head back, arching the back, and then back against the pole. So I make sure with this one that they only lean out as far as what's comfortable, because some of them might have back problems and all that kind of thing. So they only need to tilt out just a little bit as far as what's comfy, and then back against the pole. For the next move, they have to keep their back leaning against the pole, keep their hands where they are. Then we go one knee up, doesn't matter which one, twist it out, put your foot on the ground. Get the other one up, twist it out, foot on the ground. Then they bring the hands back down, try to keep it sexy, so chest out, slide the hands down the side, hands on your hips. Then they do a little shimmy, really getting the hips into it, and come up. So just remind them not to slide too far down to the ground because they might have trouble getting themselves back up. So again, from the figurehead, make sure they lean their back into the pole because that will help them to get the knees up and out comfortably. Try to get the feet a little bit in front of the body. So gripping onto the pole, bring that knee up and then use the hips to twist out, then use the other hip to twist back the other way. So shimmy, come back up. Where are we up? Shimmy, and then come back up. Then all they need to do is just pivot into whichever direction they want to go. So just push off the pole, walk around a few steps, then we go into another pivot and a lean back. So it's kind of like your kick around into your lean back, except we're not doing the kick around. So for this one, I find they tend to get a little bit confused, so I try to keep it as basic as possible. So kind of like in the beginning where I said, do your pirouette and turn your chest to the pole, we do the same thing. They need to turn their chest towards the pole, but swap sides. So the outside part of the body, turning the chest to the pole, becomes the inside. Okay, so again, they walk around a few steps, make the outside part of the body the inside. So this side goes next to the pole, and they need to swap hands. Okay? Actually, no, I lied. They don't need to swap hands. If they keep their inside hand up higher, bring the other one across and twist, keeping the pole next to their side. So with the pole close to their side, they bend the knees and tilt the head back. If they want, they can bring the top hand over the head, bring the hand back on the pole, and pull themselves up. Okay, so I'll quickly just run through it again from the shimmy. So we do our shimmy, come back up, just turn into whichever direction they want to go, walk a few steps with the inside hand high, bring the other hand across, switch sides, pull close to the side, bend the knees, bring the outside hand above the head if they want, pull themselves up. So with the older women, I usually encourage them to keep both hands on the pole. Okay, so when they pull themselves up, chances are they're going to be facing in the wrong direction. So they just need to pivot again into whichever direction they want to go. We do another walk around the pole and then go into our dip. Okay, so what I always do is I start with the dip first because chances are you might get some women who aren't quite fit or who aren't strong enough to hold themselves up on the pole, or else are just scared to do like a normal fireman spin. So I start with something easy first so they can still have a spin to work on if they don't want to try the other spin, or the fireman spin I should say. Okay, so you already know how to explain the dip. I always make sure that they do it with two hands. I don't teach it with one hand, just with two. Okay? So if they're going to do their dip, they go down, then they're going to come up, bounce, and roll up. They do the fireman spin, they go all the way down to the ground, and roll up. Okay, so with your fireman spin, you don't worry too much about where they have their feet like we do in class. As long as they're spinning, that is the main thing. Just still try to teach it like you normally would, so try not to let them, jump on the pole or pull themselves up or anything, but let their body weight fall around the pole, swing that leg around, go all the way down, rolling up. So with the roll up, bum out first, arch the back, chest out, shoulders back. So again, we try to make it a bit sexy where we really get the chest out. Okay, then to finish it off from our roll up, we take either leg, doesn't matter which one, kick, hook, lean back. Okay, so I'll just run through the whole routine one more time. So walk around, try to make it really sexy for them, nice long steps, moving the hips from side to side. Then turn the chest towards the pole, bring this hand thumb down, back against the pole. Chest out, slide the hands up, lean out into the figurehead, be careful to watch the lower back, back against the pole. Leaning that back against the pole, keep the hands where they are, one knee up and out, then the other one nice and slow, point the toes, slide the hands back down, make it sexy, move the hips from side to side, come back up, turn, walk a few steps, cross over, twist, knees bent, lean back, pull yourself up, walk around, go into either the dip or else the fireman spin, go all the way down, rolling up, kick, hook, lean back.